Welcome to session number 18 of Piobaireachd with Old Blackpart. And session 18 deals with Chronluathamax in the false Galte form. Now, remember your regular Chronluaths in the false Galte form, and recall that the end-ray portion of those movements was always played on a low A. In the Chronluathamax in the false Galte form, if it's a B Chronluathamax, remember Chronluathamax are always played on B, C's, and D's. If it's a B Chronluathamax, the end-ray portion of the movement is played on a B. If it's a C Chronluathamax in the false Galte form, the end-ray portion is played on C. And if it's a D Chronluathamax in the false Galte form, it's played on the D. So, what do these movements look like? Here's some Chronluathamax in the false Galte form. Now notice if that first one there, it's on B and the end-ray is played on the B. The same for the C there, which is the second one. It's played on the C. On the third one, which is a D Chronluathamax in the false Galte form, the end-ray is played on the D. So, what do these movements sound like? If we have a B Chronluathamax in the false Galte form and it's indicated in the music that it starts on a low A, you'll have a high G grace note on low A, a D grace note to B. You're going to play the end-ray on B and you're going to end on E. Remember, all Chronluaths end on an E. So let's do that again. High G grace note on low A, D grace note to B, the end-ray portion played on B, end on E. One more time. High G grace note on low A, D grace note to B, end-ray on B, end on E. Here's how that sounds. And to speed. Okay, a C Chronluathamax in the false Galte form, but indicated as starting on low A. You'll have a high G grace note on low A D grace note to C, the end-ray on C, and on E. Let's walk through that again. High G grace note on low A D grace note to C, the end-ray on C, and on E. One more time. High G grace note on low A, D grace note to C, end-ray on C, end on E. Here's how that sounds. And up to speed. A D Cronlithimac in the false Galti form, but indicated starting on B. You'll have a high G grace note on B. You're going to open the chanter to D. The end ray is played on the D, and you're going to end on E. So let's do that again. High G grace note on B. Open to D, end ray on D, end on E. One more time. High G grace note on B, open to D, end ray on D, go to E. Here's how that sounds. Now up to speed. These can also start on low G. If you have a B Cronlithimac in the false Galti form starting on low G, you're going to make a high G grace note on low G, a D grace note to B, end ray on B, and end on E. So let's do that again. High G grace note on low G, a D grace note to B, end ray on B, end on E. One more time. High G grace note on low G, D grace note to B, end ray on B, end on E. Here's how that sounds. And to speed. A C Cronlithimac from low G in the false Galti form. A high G grace note on low G. A D grace note to C, the end ray on C, and ending on E. Let's do that again. High G grace note on low G, a D grace note to C, the end ray on C, and ending on E. One more time. High G grace note on low G, D grace note on C, end ray on C, end on E. Here's how this sounds. That was wrong. Play the G grace note. Try it again. That was right. And to speed. Now, you can also have a D Cronlithimac in the false Galti form starting on low G. In that case, you have a high G grace note on low G. You're going to open the chanter to D, play the end ray on D, and end on E. Let's walk through that again. High G grace note on low G, open to D, end ray on D, and end on E. One more time. High G grace note on low G. Open to D. End ray on D. And end on E. Here's how that sounds. And to speed. If you have a D Cronluthamac in the false Galte form and it is indicated that it starts on low A, you'll have a high G grace note on low A, you'll go to a D, you'll play the end ray on the D, and you'll end on E. Try that again. High G grace note on low A, open to D, end ray on D, end on E. One more time. High G grace note on low A, open to D, end ray on the D, and end on E. Here's how that sounds. And to speed. Okay, those are the Cronluthamacs in the false Galte form. Well, for some practice on Cronluthamacs in the false Galte form, we're going to go to the King's Taxes, and that's on page 137 of the Piobaireachd Society collection. So here we go. That's your first line, and it repeats. On to the second line. And the third line.